So today I have already taken a trade in crude, okay, and that was a losing one. So just explain you like what all I was looking out in the case of crude oil. First of all, today the entire day, like what all were my plans, I'll just tell you. So this was my first trading plan. So this was the first plan that I had. Okay, so as far as crude oil is concerned, so this was actually the first plan I had to check for shorting opportunities. So based upon these levels, I'll just quickly share with you. So first plan was to check out for shorting opportunities based on these levels. So however, what sort of happened is that yeah, the price just kind of gave a closing above that, and it lacked follow, meaning the next candle that actually found after that was not bearish. In fact, it was bullish, and it was after this point that the market kind of completely picked up and it kind of actually moved up. Okay, so just after this candle closing below that. So I didn't go for that trade. Then the other plan that I had was to check out for Poland flag pattern breakout, as you see over here. So this was the next plan that I had to check out for a long side opportunity based upon these levels getting broken. Now, one very important part I just wanted to tell you. So the Dow Jones futures has been bullish. Okay, so Dow Jones futures has been kind of behaving bullish, forming higher highs. So that also gave me further confidence to stick with my view to check out for long side positions. Now, after these, what happened is that so when the price actually came out of that pattern, okay, so the move was pretty steep, and if I had to go for a buy, then I probably would have to go for a buy somewhere over here. If I had to go for a buy based on the closing, I would have to go for a buy somewhere over there, keeping my stop loss over here. Okay, and that would actually be pretty too much. So that is like 16 plus 20. That is almost like a 35 point stop I would have to take. Okay, so I avoided that. So I didn't want to take that. So what I did is, and this was an aggressive position. So I went for a buy as soon as the price actually just gave a closing above this. I went for a buy. Okay, so that was my first trade. So I went for a buy over there, keeping my stop loss below this. And once again, my anticipation was that yeah, if the price is to pick up, so easily the price should actually come up till here. And my break even point was around some. If I have something like a 10-point upside move, that itself would cover up more for my risk. Okay, and I went for a long like that. So in fact, my stop was pretty tight. My stop was just like an 8 point. That is too less. So on average, my stop is like a 20-25 points. So in this particular trade, my stop was too tight, and it was a pretty aggressive position. So if market is actually picking up another 10 points, then itself my break even, in the sense my risk would be mitigated. And then whatever upside further move happens, like that would be a good profit for me. So that was the first trade, and that ended up being a losing one. Okay, so this was my first losing trade. And in this particular trade, considering the fact that it was very aggressive, too tight a stop, the risk taken was 0.5 R. Okay, and so I kind of ended up losing this particular position, but then it's kind of actually fine. So still, once again, I'm looking out for long positions. Okay, once again, I'm keen on checking out for long positions. So let's see if we are capable of getting something. Okay, so let's kind of actually see if we are capable of getting any further opportunities. Now, so what do you see over here? So now once again, it is kind of coming above these particular levels. I'll just wait for the candle to close. So still Dow is actually looking bullish to me, and US oil markets are kind of looking like in a higher high formation. And I myself would be winding up the day if I had two more continuous losing trades. Okay. So this particular week, as far as commodities is concerned, I'm up by 4 hour. Okay, so I'm actually up by 4 hour. Then I had a losing trade. This one minus zero point 0.5 hour. Okay, so 3.7 hour was actually contributed by nickel, and I had some gains on crude itself. So still, I'm kind of actually up by 4 hour. So that's kind of actually a pretty great week. Okay. Now the next trade, I would be looking forward to risk an hour. Okay. So it is based on this candle's closing. So how this candle looks like, that is how I'm going to decide whether or whether not to go for the trade. Okay. So just actually wait for this candle to close, and my perception is still bullish. 63.2 is a major level. It needs to be taken out to go long. See what I'm looking. See, I'm kind of actually being a bit aggressive, Aman. So if that level is getting broken, so I'm actually expecting some sort of a steep candles to get formed. Okay. So under such scenarios, what is going to happen is my risk is going to be too huge. However, if I'm getting an entry over here and I'm willing to take a risk of almost 1 hour, okay, so if I lose 2 hour today, taking two losing trades, still I can go home with a plus 2 hour for the week. Okay. So that's why I have limited myself to taking maximum of two more losing trades for the day. So where I would be risking like 1 hour each. So even if I take two losing trades, still I can actually go home with a good 2 hour. Okay. So that is my plan. So let's see how it goes. Now, see, some of you would kind of actually be having a bearish perception. Some of you would be having a bullish perception. It's completely fine. Okay, so it's completely fine. Each person has a different view, and that itself is the essence of trading, right? Now, if I had to go for a buy, I'll have to set my stop below this time. Okay, and in this case, I guess I'll be getting something like a 20-25 points a stop. So just wait. Just need to see how this candle is being closing. Now, as Saman is mentioning here, uh, what do you say? So, as Saman is kind of actually mentioning, this is a good level. So, he was actually mentioning about the 63.2 levels. Yeah. So, that is actually a good level as he mentioned. So, right now it is a 63.1. And this candle would actually close pretty soon. Okay. So, this candle is actually closing pretty soon. Something happened. What happened? Could you tell me? Like, I didn't get you. Like, could you tell, like, sound? Okay, that's me using my this thing keyboard. Yes. Okay, so the closing doesn't look pretty much smooth. Okay. Uh, Closing is actually followed by some rejection. So now Dow is actually taking a dip. Okay. So if you have a look at Dow, so it is actually just taking a after forming higher highs. So Dow has actually failed to form higher highs. Okay. US 30 is still picking up. So the volume is gradually building. Okay. And So we should be ready. So yes, I had decided to go for a buy. Okay. Before taking trade, we had to look at data. So what data will you look at today? See, I'm placing a buy order at 4618. Okay. So I'm placing a buy order at 4618 and my stop loss being 4598. So just mark it on the screen over here. Where is it? So 4618 is over here. So I have placed a buy order over here. I'm not in the trade. Okay. And my stop loss is over here 4598. That is a 20-point stop. And yeah, so this is also kind of an aggressive entry, that is without the price actually managing to come out of the range, but then still I'm fine with taking it. Okay, so I'm actually fine in taking this position. So if an upside move is to come, so I'm anticipating the price. See, too many lines you see on this chart. Kind of remove this. Okay, so if an upside move is to come in, so I'm anticipating the price to actually come up towards the 4655 levels. Okay, that would be the first level I would be looking out for. So once again, like, so I have a risk tolerance of taking two more losing trades today. Okay, so I'm in the trade, guys. So I have got an entry. Yeah, I'm in the trade. As I mentioned to you, I'm in at 46, yeah. So 4618 itself is the average. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. Yeah, the margin has come down. See, I'm not asking anyone to trade. So please don't ask me, should we wait, should we not wait or something. It's completely up to you. So what I'm mentioning is on what basis I'm trading on or what I'm kind of actually looking at. Okay, 4634 and then fall expected. Yeah, so as Vasanth is kind of telling, mentioning like this is a resistance level. Okay, but if this level can actually be taken out with some pretty good volume, so that could be a factor that could be driving the price really up. Okay, and this is a level that has been tested some good time. So let's see. So my anticipation is actually against what some of you would be looking out for, and that is definitely the essence of trading, right? And yeah, so if this long position would fail, then hereafter, like what I would look out for would be for shorts. So if this long is actually failing, in fact, what I'm kind of actually going to check out would be for shorts. Would you change your stop loss if the view has gone wrong? No. See, my view goes wrong if the price is coming down below this. So if the price is kind of managing to come down below this level, that is when my view would go wrong. So as long as that doesn't happen, I would stay in the position. So then I'll just mention to you like some other things that I have been quickly tracking. So I'm not trading on it, but then I'm just getting started with metals. Okay, I'm just start analyzing metals. I'll just quickly show you aluminium. So aluminium looks really bullish for me. So just tracking aluminium. So this is also in a higher high formation. Okay, my God, what is happening? Oops, crude is dropping. So US oil is dropping, Dow is dropping. Let's see. So as long as my stop is being taken out, my view is still the same. Okay, in this case. So so usually when it kind of actually goes to cases like trades based on data and all, that is when I kind of come out earlier before stop, something like that, if my view changes. So recent streaming news is that crude oil throughput surged on the year as most of the country's refineries operated at near capacity. Okay, but still crude is actually dropping. Okay, let's kind of see what happens. So this particular something very interesting over here is in this particular case, so crude was continuously forming higher highs as you see, and it is this in this particular case that it has failed to form a higher high. Okay, so it has failed to form a higher high, but not yet to comment. Let's see. Hindustan Petroleum Corporation to fully start revamped Mumbai refinery by July 2021. So what is my risk in this trade? So could you please tell me what is my risk? So what is my R? See, come on, guys, please respond. It becomes boring for me and you if you guys don't. So R is 20 points. Okay. And in the earlier trade, as I mentioned to you, I had risk a 0.5 R, considering the fact that the stock was too tight, just more or less 8 points. So in this case, for me to recover whatever I have lost, all I would need is nothing else but a 10 points. Okay, to make up for this 0.5 R. But what I'm looking out for is something like a 30 points. Oil, US oil and crude in MCX is something different? No, it is not different. Okay, until and unless there are some huge fluctuations or huge variation that happened in the USD INR rates, there won't be much of a difference. Okay, so basically, like we have gained 12 points. Okay, so 12 points is the gain right now. So I wish this trend continues. Should I show you the trading view charts also? Do you want to see that? Do you need me to do that? It'll be a bit difficult why? Because I have to it's open on a different screen and have to bring it out. Okay, just a second. So I'll have to connect this thing on the other system. Okay, I'll actually show it to you. Let's finish off with this first. Let's kind of see what is happening. I'll show it to you. In fact, I had to switch the system. Okay. So now, like, what do you say? So there's kind of some news regarding gold that is coming in. Okay, like gold market in April, like the import is steady. Now with the second wave actually coming in. Okay, so there was not as much as of an expectation in demand that took place because see, gold is considered as a devil commodity. When there is something really bad happening My God. So when there is something really bad happening in the world, that is when the price of gold actually usually moves up. But we kind of hear news that okay, it was not as much as up to the expectations, the demand. Okay. So as our friend has mentioned, exactly from 4635 levels, the rejection is kind of coming in. Okay. Pratik mentioned, right? Pratik Jain. Pratik, yes, right? Join US S&P Global Platts Moscow Virtual Forum as we discuss on how future might look for crude oil. What is this? Join us at S&P. Okay. So this is a level and I want this to be taken out. So as far as this level can actually be managed to be taken out, so I could kind of actually think, yeah, some sort of a big move could probably come in. So I want this level to get taken out. I really don't want a rejection from this point and price actually dropping down. So as far as the stop is actually concerned, is kind of pretty far apart. Okay, so basically nothing much to worry about. See, in the earlier trade, I took my stop was this side. Okay, and this trade that we are taking, our stop is almost like more than twice of that. So let's see what happens. And so we can't predict the markets. All what we can actually do is make use of probabilities. 63.24 is a resistance. Yes, 63.24 is definitely a resistance. So what I'm anticipating is a breakout from the same. And see, you must be knowing when crude actually uh, breaks some significant levels, you must be knowing that the moves that usually takes place are kind of pretty steep. So as far as I'm personally concerned, I won't be kind of actually capable of tackling or entering into those opportunity. And I see a higher high formation, and I feel a good price action setup over here with a favorable risk. So that's why I entered. Yes, as you're mentioning, 63.24 is definitely a resistance. I totally agree with that. But if that can be broken, that is my anticipation or that is my perception. So if that level can actually be taken out, so that could be the start of the major move. So I'm not looking to play within this range. So you know that within this range, my risk reward is not favored in, or my risk reward would actually be just a 1:1, right? Within the range if I play. So I'm not kind of actually planning to play within this range. Okay. So my uh, perception is that if the price can manage to come out of the range, that could be the start of a good drive. So something that is moving against this is Dow. So Dow is taking a dip, not much of a dip, but then it's definitely a dip itself. So that is something that is concerning me. And apart from that, like there is nothing much. See, after crude kind of actually dropping, you remember like these were times when I guess we also caught up for a live trading session during this time also. During this day or this day, I really don't remember. It was yeah, it was the inventory day, Wednesday. Okay. So after that, crude is once again marching towards the old levels now only. And guys, like in case, so by mistake, I shared the meeting link from the wrong account. Okay. So in case this meeting is ending, it'll end in 5 minutes, not in case. So I'll be sharing the link once again, and uh, I'll kind of actually be sharing the link in Discord. Okay, so you could actually draw there. You could actually join there. Okay, so I'll be sharing the link once again through Discord. So you could rejoin and let's see what happens. So this is our buy. This is our stop loss. So US soil is still picking up, but then what do you call it? See, we are up. So in this particular trade, friends, we are kind of actually done with our risk. Okay. So we entered at 4612. So our risk was like a 20 point, and we are done with our risk. So risk is mitigated. Done. Okay. So what shall I do now? My risk is mitigated. So what should I be doing? What should I be doing? Change the stop loss. Next answer, please. There can be two ways of mitigating risk. So one way would be for me to cut a sizable position over here. Okay. So right now, and I could actually trail my stop a bit above my entry. Okay. So this particular trade, trailing the stop loss, I'm not considering it to be really safe. Okay, trailing my stop to my entry is not being considered really safe. So in fact, what I have done is, so I'm cutting some. Okay, so I have cut some at 1 hour itself. That is like 22 points. Okay, 2 points more than whatever I have risked. Okay, then I have actually trailed my stop towards this particular point. Okay, so our stop is over here 4605. So this is where our stop is now. Okay, so 4605. So what is the good thing? Now even if price falls down, will I lose money? Will I lose money now? And if I'm feeling some sort of a rejection, yeah, I can come out anytime. Okay, so anyways, I won't lose money now, right? So as far as a person is concerned, uh, capital protection is my first priority. Okay, not just mine, any particular traders, it should be. Okay, so first part, yeah. So okay, now our trade is kind of risk free. Okay, now, some of you would kind of actually ask me like, why did I trail my stop to cost? Okay, so guys, like markets are kind of looking a bit choppy to me. Sorry, looking volatile to me, and I personally really don't think that if I trail my stop towards this point, it would be a wise decision. This meeting would end now. Okay, and you would have to join in the new link that I'll share on Discord, because if I trail my stop over here, okay, I'm personally feeling that it could easily take out the stop. Okay, but then this stop is not so easy to be taken out. I'm not telling it can't be, it can be, but probability is lesser. Okay, so I'll just share the link. Okay, I'll share the link. You can join on Discord. Okay, this meeting will end in a minute. Please join in Discord. Okay, I won't be able to send link on WhatsApp. Something is wrong with my this thing WhatsApp. Okay, please join on Discord. Okay, I'll end this meeting. I'll share the new link.